Hi everyone, this is Charlotte from Brewing. We received a G40 unit from Grainfather. We used to brew on a G30, so I'm just gonna do a comparison between the two different units, starting with the G30, so this one now. Just showing you the unit that it is empty. So once you open it, there is two probe at the bottom. So one is for the hop filter and the other one is for the temperature control. So the first thing you have to install is the hop filter. The black top comes originally with the unit. You just have to insert it and it usually does the job. We found that sometimes while brewing the cap would move, or it wasn't just filtering enough, or we had some clog. So we use this small mesh and we just attach it with the ring, just like that, pretty easy. So the hop filter is the first thing to get installed to start your brew. So you just want to slide it in. The same, we found out that it was moving sometimes with the paddle, so we just attach a ring as well before just putting it to secure it during the brew. And yeah, you just tighten it before brewing. That's it. Second one is to get the grain basket ready. So you have to put all those silicone joints around the two plates. So there is one at the bottom, one at the top. It's pretty easy to put it around. That's how it looks. The less easy part is to slide it in the basket. So you can put some dust grain, some water helps as well. I'm not gonna put it right. I just want to show you how it goes. So usually you have the silicone all around. Another thing to do is you want to attach those pieces. So the first one to go is the one with the screw. Then we've got the second one, that's for the recirculation. And the last one, it's when we put the grains in the basket. So the first one with the screw. Then we add the extension that's movable, so you can adapt it to the amount of grains that you have in your basket. And the last piece is for the grains, so we avoid putting grains in the pump. Once you're all ready to go, you want to insert the basket inside the unit. Ideally, you want to put the water first because the measuring level is inside the unit and not outside, so then it gets a bit tricky to put the water inside the unit once you have the basket in. Once you put all your grains, you want to put the top plate on top of the grains. Then you want to put the overflow inlet. We have found out that sometimes there was grain still going into the pump, so we add this overflow filter between the inlet and the top plate. Last thing to do is to connect the recirculating pipe. So this goes just right here. You need to screw it, so you just slide it in. There is a joint, and then you just secure the recirculating pipe with a screw, just like that. Once you put the recirculation pipe on, you need to make sure that you actually put it in the grain basket and not outside, because you don't really have the freedom to move it around. Okay, time to start with the G40. So it's a way bigger unit compared to the G30. The first thing that you can notice are actually the handles on side of the unit, which is pretty amazing compared to the G30. There is a conical base under the bottom. We can't see it. Let's see how it looks once you open it. So there is no probe like we saw with the G30. There is no hop filter to install either. So this is the hop filter. It's basically just a plate that we're going to put at the bottom. Super easy, takes 5 seconds. For the grain basket, it's really easy as well. We just insert it. We're going to insert the bottom plate. There is no more joint to put around, and it's only the bottom plate. There is an actual top plate that you can buy extra if you brew a high gravity beer and you expect to have a lot of grain in the basket. Compared to the G30, we have the level of water outside the unit, so you can put in your grain basket and then add your water. A really good change on the new unit is there is this screw at the bottom of the level of water, which if you unscrew, you can empty the unit without having to tilt it or using the pump like we used to do with the G30. And because it's conical base, we expect to have no water left over. So you put your grain, your water. Once you're all ready to go, you just need to put your recirculating hose. Pretty easy. This one, no need to screw. You just pop it in like that. And that's it, that's recirculating. You can control the flow with this red valve, lower, or you can close it. And there is no more stainless steel, so it's just the hose, which is pretty easy to move around. Once you finish your brew, you want to cool down your wort with the counterflow chiller. So this is the G30 option. So the same principle as the recirculating hose. You need to screw it on the side. This hose is really small, about 30 centimeters. So you need to have like a chair or something really close to the unit to be able to put it. You screw it, same as the recirculating hose, pretty easy. We add this hose clamp just to make sure that it wasn't moving around, because sometimes sometimes the counterflow just fall or get pulled, and yeah, we didn't want to have any surprise. For the G40 unit, let's remove the recirculating hose. It's the same entrance, so just need to put it in. Super easy compared to the G30, and the hose is actually super long, about a meter, I think, 1.5 meters. So yeah, just put it in like that, and yeah, I can actually afford to put it on the floor without having the hose being really straight or pull too hard. And the other part is obviously going to the fermenter or inside the unit if you want to cool it down a bit more, or instead of putting it straight away into the fermenter. Coming with the unit are all the water connections. If you want to connect it to your tap at home or to the water outside, everything comes. It's super easy to find a connection. To be able to hook that water entrance hose. It was the same for the G30, so everything comes with both units. Okay, so that was all for the 2 units, so it's time to go through the pros and cons of the G40 compared to the G30. The first thing I would say is like the less element that you have to install, it would just make it way easier. There is no more hassle with the joint of the grain basket, which was really hard sometimes and frustrating to not be able to have them just really sitting around. The fact that the measuring level is outside the unit is really nice as well. Sometimes I would forget that it's inside and I would put the grain basket and I would have to remove it, so just pretty good point. The handles on the side of the lid, on the side of the unit and on the lid, just for safety, I guess that's really good. The longer hose on the counterflow chiller and the recirculation pipe, really good. You can afford to don't have everything all together, and sometimes I know the counterflow would just fall, so that's pretty safe as well. Really easy because there is no more screw, it's just plugged in. And it's way faster cleaning with a conical base, and the fact that you can empty the unit from the bottom. You don't have to carry the unit, tilt it, or use the pump, so just pretty good. The cons, just the unit for myself is a bit heavy and it takes a bit of space. The G30 was more movable and it doesn't take much space in the closet. And I found as well that the grain basket was a bit heavy, but that's just personal. It's not impossible to lift, but it's just a bit heavier than the G30. We've brewed just so far twice on it, so maybe some other stuff will come up. I'll try to update if that's the case. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and if you happen to buy the G40, just enjoy your brew. Bye.